back. I had to take a few days away because I was helping out a friend who had a lot of appointments. So anyway, here I am. I am back, and I'm going to do a weekend read. Welcome in. I am back. We're going to do a weekend read for all signs. So I'm going to pull 3 cards, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Today is Thursday where I am in the world, but I thought, we would do that today and kind of see what the weekend will look like for all of you. We're just going to go through all of the signs from Aries all the way through to Pisces. And then I'll open it up to all of you guys. And if you want me to read cards for you, put your questions in the chat and I will get to them when I can. All right, so welcome everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. Let's get going here, all right? I'm just going to use regular old Rider-Waite Tarot, and we're going to see what's coming through for all of us for the current energies for this weekend. Now, I want you to note the thumbnail. The thumbnail, we have this 9 of coins. So I feel like a lot of us, this is really a collective energy, are a little worried about our money. We're worried about what's going to happen, and, this is very real. We've got a lot of tariffs that are about to spring forth, and how is that going to affect us? And I think a lot of us are really thinking about that. Please, let's not go there until it's time, all right? Let's keep our energy focused in the present, because the present is where we are right now, and right now it's all good, right? All right, let's see what's coming through for all of my Aries for this weekend. We're going to look for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday's energy and see what comes out. Grateful, thankful to each one of you. Really happy to be here. Happy to see you all in the chat. Welcome in. All right, let's start with my Aries for Friday. We've got the energy of the 2 of Pentacles. Saturday, we have the 7 of Swords. And then Sunday, we've got the 8 of Pentacles coming in reverse. So let's talk about this. So Friday's energy, trying to make everything work. Some of you guys may be trying to figure out how to get some work done and attend to other things in your life, such as your family or just having another life. So I think on Friday, you're going to try to figure out how can I get my work done so that I'm freed up so that I can enjoy the weekend. Then we start Saturday with this energy of the 7 of Swords. Now, the 7 of Swords, it could be a difficult energy when it comes to like a daily energy because, there's a lot of distractions that come up with the 7 of Swords. People wanting to do things that maybe you don't know about or are happening behind your back. So just kind of stay focused when it comes to Saturday's energies, because I do feel as if, there could be something that comes up for you, Aries, that kind of throws you off, or you're just kind of, cocking your head a little bit like, I don't know whether that's really true or not, all right? So it's also about finding good solutions, all right? Hey, Shahida, welcome in. And then on Sunday, Aries, I've got you coming in here with the 8 of Pentacles coming in reverse. I think you don't want to work come Sunday. I mean, here you are on Friday trying to get work done, get things done, trying to get everything happening. And by Sunday, I think you're really over it. So take Sunday off, all right, Aries, if you can. So I really appreciate each and every one of you tuning in. But here with this energy for you, Aries, on Sunday, I really think that you've got to break some cycles, all right? If you've been working, by the time Sunday comes, take the day off, all right? It will do you a lot of good, all right? So listen, here on this channel, if you are not nice and you put in some strange comments, I will get rid of you. I have the power. All right, so let's just keep that in mind. Let's keep all of our comments good and clear and kindly. Hi, Condretti. Welcome in. Tiara, nice to see you. It's nice to have you all you guys come in. All right, listen, we are going to continue reading. We are now looking at Taurus, and what does the weekend look like for you, Taurus? All right, listen, we got to get rid of these people that are just trying to ruin the day here. All right, so listen, if I have to pop off just to kind of handle something, just know that. All right, so listen, we're going to start with you, Taurus, all right? We start out Friday with the Wheel of Fortune reversed, turning to Hope, and with the Star card on Saturday, and then on Sunday, I've got you coming in with the 4 of Pentacles energy. So the Wheel of Fortune coming in reversed. All right, when we see that, maybe Friday could be a little challenging for you, Taurus, Maybe things aren't turning the way you want. You know, it's one of these days. It's like maybe I need to go back to bed and wake up and come, and maybe I'll wake up on the right side of the bed, because I do have that energy of like somebody got up on the wrong side of the bed on Friday. But then Taurus, you know, Saturday, it looks a lot hopeful. We've got the star card here, and I feel as if, you know, things start to turn and, you know, you kind of recover from the day before. But then comes Sunday, we've got you in the Four of Pentacles energy, you know, maybe want to be a little bit more reserved. So I feel like there's a situation, an overall situation that's going on that, you know, you are protecting. All right, because when we have this Four of Pentacles, we're hanging on to our coins, we're hanging on to our thoughts, we're not really wanting to be open. And, you know, it could be as a result of whatever this bad turn of events that shows up. But don't let it discourage you, Taurus, because I do see that, you know, by Saturday, you're feeling good again, all right? You know, sometimes it's a bad day, it's just not a bad life, all right? Welcome in, Mariko. Nice to see you. Grateful to have you here. All right, so let's move on to Gemini and see what's going on for all of my Gemini for this coming weekend. We've got you in the energy of the Empress on Friday. So you may have to attend to family business. You know, that might be the forefront of what's going on Friday. You know, and maybe you're not going to be able to do some of the things that you were hoping to do this weekend as a result of, you know, some of the responsibilities of being at home. And I say that because Saturday, Gemini, we come in with this Three of Wands coming in reversed. You know, so yeah, I'm just feeling like, you know, what you thought you were going to do this weekend maybe put on hold because family matters are at the forefront. But on Sunday, what I do see here for you is the Queen of Wands energy. You know, so by Sunday, I think you're starting to come into your own and you can take the time for yourself, you know, having given the rest of the weekend to the family. So I do feel like family matters are definitely on the table for you, Gemini, and, you know, the weekend will end up on a good note for you, because I do feel like by Sunday you're looking at what you want to do, not what everybody else wants to do. So I really like that. Hi, Rinko. Welcome in. Nice to see you. Hey, listen, I'll take your questions when I finish getting through the weekend and with all the zodiac signs. So I just started. I'm on Gemini, and I'm going to move on to Cancer next. All right, Cancer, you ready? We've got you in the Ace of Cups energy, and then it's followed by the Three of Swords and the Page of Wands. You know, so when we see the Ace of Cups, some of you Cancers may be going out. Maybe some of you, you know, have met someone and you're interested in them. But for others, because it comes up alongside this Three of Swords, I'm just wondering whether this is a weekend where you're going to take care of yourself, do things that are really, really good for you, things that really help you and make you feel much better. Because by Sunday, I see you in this energy of the Page of Wands. And the Page of Wands, you know, this is you wanting to get out there, have fun, have a good time, enjoy yourself, you know, maybe even go somewhere. So, you know, I think this is a weekend for you, Cancer, where you're doing a lot of self-care. And I like that for you. Welcome in, you guys. Hi, Alexis. Welcome. Mariko, I think I said hi to you. If I didn't, hi again. Dia, nice to see you. All right, welcome in, everyone. It's so nice to see everyone. All right, Leo, let's see what's coming up for you next. We got the Hanged Man on Friday. Saturday, we've got the Five of Cups. And then we pull out strong with the Nine of Pentacles. That's your final outcome for Sunday. So, look, you know, Friday might be a little confusion. You might not know exactly what you want to do. When we're in the energy of the Hanged Man, you know, it's one of these. Take the time to kind of hang out with yourself, all right? And if you just don't know how things are going or you're insecure about a certain situation, because we do have the Five of Cups following this, you know, rather than get all in your head, do something that would strengthen you, you know, that would give you some kind of, I don't know, sense of balance, because here he is in the tree pose, and that's a very strong, balanced position. And then we move to Saturday, Leo, and I see that, you know, you're a little down and out. You know, maybe you're thinking about some things from the past or people from your past. A lot of times when we see this Five of Cups energy, this is a little depressed. You know, this is you kind of really focusing on everything that went wrong rather than things that have gone right. I mean, it's an attitude adjustment that you're going to have to pull yourself out of, you know, to kind of snap out of it is what I hear, you know. So Leo, dress up, do your hair, you know, your nails, whatever it is that makes you feel like you can strut your stuff. That would probably help remedy some of this depressive energy that you're feeling when you wake up on Saturday. But by Sunday, Leo, look at you. You come out strong with the Nine of Pentacles, feeling independent. So I just feel like this is just a passing moment with this Five of Cups. And, you know, you're going to pick yourself up, like I said. You know, it's not a bad day. It's not a bad life. It's just a bad day. And, you know, you're just in your feels on Saturday. But by Sunday, I see you feeling really good, really independent, and, you know, ready to just do you. So I like that. I really like that. All right, look, I've got to get rid of some people here. We got all kinds of people coming into the chat that don't really need to be here. All right, so let's see what's happening for my Virgos. Virgo, we start out with you. I think, you know, maybe going out with friends, you know, 'cause these are people that are sparring together, practicing together. Maybe there is some kind of a practice that you do want to get to, you know, and you are up against other people. This is a competitive energy. So you might be feeling the competition as well on Friday. But I like this energy because it gets you out there. And I think, Virgo, as long as you're out and doing something, you know, it kind of energizes you. And then on Saturday, I feel like it's a true family day for you. We do have the Ten of Cups coming in for you for Saturday. And I like the energy of the Ten of Cups because it truly is a family day. And these people are really enjoying each other. So if you can plan to just kind of hang out with the fam, you'll feel really, really good. And then Sunday, you know, we got you in the Hierophant energy. So again, this energy around the family, I think kind of continues through into Sunday. You know, so this is really, really great. I mean, if you are, you know, spiritually minded or, you know, you like to go to church, I definitely see you going to church, you know, or even aligning with people that, you know, you can really bond and connect to on a higher level. So I like that energy for you. All right, let's see what's going on for my Libras for Friday. So Friday, we've got you in the Knight of Swords energy. Maybe somebody makes you a little angry or, you know, or somebody is angry. I just get this aggressive energy here with this Knight of Swords, Libra. So yeah, somebody could really be testing your patience when it comes to, you know, something. You know, what it is, I'm not real sure, but I definitely feel like, you know, you're not going to let anybody kind of just walk all over you. So I feel like if somebody wants to fight with you on Libra on Friday, you will be ready to take them on. But then here we are on Saturday, we do have the Death card. So I feel as if, you know, come Saturday, you know, the energies might be more, you know, quiet. You know, you may be trying to contemplate a big decision, you know, that you might want to make, or, you know, ending something that hasn't been very good for you. Because I feel a transition with this Death card. And a lot of times, you know, it says, maybe I don't need to, you know, eat ice cream tonight. Maybe I can put it off and see if maybe just by cutting out ice cream every night, I can start to lose some weight. I mean, it's that kind of an energy when I say there could be some kind of a transition. By Sunday, though, I do feel as if you know, you may be low energy. All right, Libra, so you may not be feeling 100% this weekend. So take care of yourself, because I feel like these two cards together are saying, you know, you need to not keep going. You know, maybe you just need to stop and take the day off or take the weekend off so that you can rest and recover. All right, so that's what I've got for you. Padmashila, welcome in. Nice to see you. Nice to see you as well. All right, I'll get to all of your questions here when I finish with the readings. So we are moving on to Scorpio for the weekend. So let's see what Saturday looks like, or Friday looks like. So we've got this thing happens to you, Scorpio, on Friday. And I feel like, you know, you may feel like somebody stabbed you in the back, or there's some kind of a deception. It's not the first time that somebody has made you feel, you know, not well or not good about yourself. Don't let them get to you, all right? Because I feel as if, you know, this is one of these things that an ending is soon to come and soon to follow. But, you know, I do feel as if somebody is trying to kind of ruin your weekend, all right, Scorpio? And I say that because we have the Justice card coming out. Do not let them. You hold the balance. You hold. All right, so I am back. All right, so Scorpio, I feel like, this weekend, especially come Saturday, you make some decisions about, whoever this person is that is trying to hurt you, stab you, or do something to you. Because I feel like, you can't just continue just by going along. So by Sunday, I think you're really kind of sitting in your head with the energies of what this person does and what you need to do. Because when we see the Two of Wands come in like that, you know that, you're probably at a point where you're going to have to move in another direction, but you want to make sure that, everything is on the up and up and everything is fair. Because whatever this person did to you, Scorpio, it wasn't right, and you know that. So I feel like, this weekend you're going to try to formulate and figure out what is this person really up to and what can I do to fix it. All right, so this is a heavy weekend for you, Scorpio. Let me see what's at the bottom of the deck. Don't worry, you're going to pull out okay, all right? Things are going to work out just fine. All right, let's see. What else is going on, for you, Scorpio? Anything else? No, I just really feel like whatever happens on Friday, it is the beginning of the end. All right, so let's move on to Sagittarius. Sagittarius, we don't have a lot of money this weekend, so maybe it's better to just stay home. On Friday, we do have the energy of the Five of Pentacles, so this is you, I think feeling a little sorry for yourself. I don't have enough money. I don't know what to do. Maybe somebody has, disappointed you. And then on Saturday, I feel as if you face the situation, there could be somebody, like I said, I feel like somebody disappoints you this weekend. And come Saturday, you may actually confront them. And I think the need to confront them is what you need in order to get out of your head. Because if there's something that somebody has done to you and has made you feel left out, this could be one of these things where you find out everybody's gone out to dinner, but nobody asked you out. I mean, that makes you feel kind of sad, right? But here when we have this Nine of Swords coming in, or the Eight of Swords coming in reversed, I just feel like what you need to do is, kind of relax and, just digest what happened, all right? Because I do see an argument on Saturday coming up. And then on Sunday, you need to let it go, all right? What was said, what was said, what was done was done. Don't let it affect you because it'll ruin your whole day. All right, Sagittarius, so just watch that energy this weekend. Now, moving on to my Capricorns. You, just like Sagittarius, I think you feel like you just don't have what it takes to go out. You don't have enough money. You want to save your money. You can't afford to go somewhere. So I feel like, some of you Capricorns, because you guys love money, are kind of looking at your finances going, what can I do to fix them? Because, maybe you just suffered a big loss. Maybe you had to put out some money, to repair a roof or your car. And it's kind of left you feeling, like now I don't have any money and I can't do anything. So yeah, just kind of make note of that, that, you'll get through this. All right. You're a workaholic, Capricorn, so you'll get through this. And then we have the Ace of Wands coming in reverse, and then we have the Ten of Wands. So yeah, I feel like there's this heavy burden that's upon you this weekend, and you just can't seem to do what it is that you want to do because now you have to deal probably with the stress of recovering from this loss that you've experienced or this hit with money. When we do see the Ten of Wands, listen, the struggle is real. And a lot of times, you've taken on more than you can. All right. And sometimes in doing that, we end up, not working or doing things that, hold us back from our own life. So I feel like, this weekend, focus more on what you really want to do. Don't keep pushing it off, because this is one of those things that is just not going to work. So I have to tell you, Pashmihala, I'm going to hide you because you are spamming the chat and I can't have you do that. All right. There's a lot of people want to have a question read. So if you want to come back on, you're welcome to come back on, but only put it once. Because if you spam the chat with your question over and over again, that is a true guarantee that I am not going to pull a card for you. All right. So lesson learned, right, Pashminala? All right. You can come back in and just leave one message and then maybe I'll get to you when I get to you. All right, let's finish this up for all of you. So yeah, Capricorn, it's going to be a rough weekend, you know, but you're going to get through it. And I think you're going to realize what you can and cannot do by the end of the weekend. All right, Aquarius, what's coming on for you? We've got the Page of Swords, we've got the Page of Cups, we got the Magician. Listen, if you got kids, Aquarius, they could really be dominating what's going on here for the weekend. Because I got 2 kids here. You know, 2 pages can represent 2 children. It could be just young energy. But I feel like they're going to test you, all right? And because here with this Page of Swords, I got this angry energy, you know, like, oh, you're making me so mad. But then, you know, they could turn around. It could be one kid turns around and does something, and all of a sudden it's just like, you know, you make me so mad one day, and the next minute I'm laughing and I'm just admiring you. But I do feel like, you know, this is one of these weekends where, you know, you got to roll with it. I mean, if you really, you know, need to say something to somebody and put somebody in their place, go ahead and do it, you know. I mean, sometimes people need to be put in their place, and I feel like somebody gets you so angry on Friday that you have no choice to say what it is you have to say. Then we have the Page of Cups here, you know, and the Page of Cups comes in on Saturday. When we have the Page of Cups, this energy of the Page of Cups is one of these where, you know, maybe you get invited out, maybe you get to do something, you know, maybe you can, you know, open the door, you know, to somebody, or maybe you can encourage somebody in their work, or maybe you're just going to go out and have a good time with somebody, a brand new love. But I do like the energy for you this weekend because we end with the Magician. And the Magician here, I mean, he is very open and ready to make whatever he needs happen. So overall, Aquarius, you know, you really have a good weekend in front of you. And I like that by Sunday, you are making anything you want happen. The Magician is magical. So if you feel the magic on Sunday, tap into that, you know, and if you can manifest what you need to manifest, you know, or you're after something, go ahead and do that. A lot of times when I see the Magician, this is a great card for those of you that like to go thrift shopping and, oh, I need this wonderful bookcase, you know, this is one of these things. If you go out there, you're going to find what it is you are looking for. So I really like that for you. Now, moving on, we're going to finish this up with my Pisces. Now, Pisces, you look like you're also going to have an okay weekend. We've got the Judgment card starting out the week. The weekend on Friday. So the Judgment card, this is about giving somebody a second chance. So either you're going to give somebody a second chance, or somebody's going to give you a second chance. And then on Saturday, I see that you feel good. You know that whatever it was that was bothering you with someone or with a situation, I feel like you resolve it. And come Saturday, you feel really good about moving on. But then Sunday comes along, Pisces, and we have, you know, maybe a little trouble in the family unit. Maybe not everybody is getting along, you know, because a lot of times with this can be about creating memories, good memories. But this is kind of showing up maybe some things just kind of get under your skin, or maybe some people in the family kind of crawl under your skin, maybe reminding you of some past issues that might have come up. But please don't let that get to you. Don't let that hold you back. Focus on what was good, you know, rather than on all the bad. So if this is you picking on somebody going, remember when you did this to me and I didn't like that, you know, maybe just don't go there on Sunday, you know, turn it around and start remembering some of the better things and the better times in life. And I think you'll have a good weekend. All right, so listen, that's what I got for all of us for the weekend. Just take what works, leave what doesn't. If it resonates, great. And if it doesn't, that's okay too. Hi, Lily. How are you? Welcome in. Welcome in. So listen, I'm going to hit my bell and turn things around here. All right, and let's clear the energies and let's look at all of you guys and see how you guys are doing. How are you? What is going on? Let's see. There was someone out here. Mariko, you wanted to see what was in your future. So we're going to go back. I'm scrolling back into the chat. And if Mariko, if you're still out there, let me know. Send me a little wave. But I am going to pull back and see what next week's energy. You're a Capricorn. All right, let's see what's going on for you, Mariko. Let's see what's in your future. Oops, hold on. The dog wants to go out. Let me get him outside. I just left the door open so that it can come and go. All right, let's see, Mariko. Next week, let's see what next week looks like for you. Mariko. What's the energy look like for you, Mariko, next week? Oh, I'm so good you're doing well, Lily. It's nice to see you. All right, let's see what's going on, Mariko. Next week, we got you feeling pretty solid, pretty independent. I like that with the 9 of Pentacles. So I think things are good. We start out the week really solid, really, strong. And then, we move towards midweek. I do see that you might be faced with a decision. It's one of those things. It's really, really great today, but then tomorrow here comes something that might throw you off. So when we have the 2 of Pentacles, this is also about trying to figure out how to make life balance a little bit more. So you got a lot more of this energy going on. So if there is a decision that you need to make, it could come up this week, all right? We do have the 8 of Swords, Mariko, coming in reversed, sitting right alongside this 2 of Pentacles. So I feel like, some decision and some things need to change, and you're going to have to give a little bit. Don't be afraid to make the decision, all right? Because I think you'll make a really good decision. It'll be one that kind of eases your mind, because I feel like you need your mind eased a little bit this week. Yeah, but look, you pull out really, really strong at the end of the day with the Judgment card. So I feel like you're going to be faced with the decision this week, Mariko, but you will make the right decision, and you'll feel good about it. All right, so that's what I've got for you, Mariko. Dion, how are you? Or Dia. Some days before, me and my boyfriend have a future. We've broken up. He says he can't accept my past after 2 years. What should you do? Is this relationship not going to get fixed? Well, let's see where the relationship is based on the cards. You're a Sag and he's a Libra. And you're both young. All right, so let's add that in there too. All right, Dia, let's see what the state of this relationship is based on the cards. Let's see what the cards have to say. Thanks for the likes, the comments, the shares, you guys. I really appreciate you. I appreciate you popping in. I'm sorry I was gone this week. Like I said earlier, I have a friend that is not doing well and has a billion appointments that I had to take him to. So kind of got me out of my rhythm. I think I'm back and I think it's all good. All right, let's see what's going on, Dia, with this relationship. All right, we've got the King, the Emperor, and the Queen. So look, this is the energy of the 2 of you. He comes out as the Emperor and you come out as the Queen. So I want you to look at yourself here, because sometimes I think you can be a little cold. And that could be one of the reasons why, there's these issues. You get very defensive when he brings up the past. And then we have you here in the 8 of Swords. So I feel as if you're up against a very strong personality and somebody who definitely knows what he wants and he knows what he's looking for. And, if he's feeling like you're not the person and he can't forgive the past, you really want somebody who's not going to be able to forgive, because that's only going to be harder down the road. But the final outcome here is I don't see that this relationship, Dia, has a future. We have the 3 of Wands here, and this is about manifesting those things that you want to come towards you for your future. And notice it is reversed. So, Dia, I'm afraid that this is one of these relationships that is just going to just fizzle out. It'll be okay. You'll meet someone else. We learn through the relationships as we grow. And I think the 2 of you, have grown. Both of you have grown. But at the end of the day, this is not a relationship that has the potential to make things happen. And I do see that in the end, someone does really walk away. So I'm sorry, Dia. I just don't see that happening for you. Alexis, how are you? You're a Cancer. I like Cancers. I have a Cancer North Node. Will he say that he loves me? Let's find out. Let's find out and see whether or not he loves me. So my apologies to you, Padmishala. I see you've been trying to get back on here and you can't because I've blocked you. But try again tomorrow. And don't spam the comments, people, because if you spam the comments, I'm only going to, block you and remove you, all right? So just keep that in mind, because somehow we have to have control of that chat. And I just don't want one person dominating, because then you come across as a little bit of a bully, right? And I know you want to get your questions read, and I try to cover everybody. I try not to leave anyone out. So if you put it in once, that's great. And if sometimes I need to be reminded because I drift off, that's okay too. But Don't spam the comments, all right? All right, will he say he loves you? Upright for yes, reverse for no for you, M. All right, let's see what's going on. All right, I feel as if, no, he is not going to tell you that he loves you. And I think you will grow impatient, all right? Because when we have the Temperance card, it is about, moderation and being patient and, things will work out. But I just don't see that that's going to happen for you, M. So that's the advice of the cards. That's what I got for that. Let's see, who else do we have? Warda, welcome in. You want to know whether or not your ex will come back. So you got to be careful, Warda. You're putting in a lot of comments, all right? So I'm going to answer yours, but next time, just one time, I go through all the comments. I don't have that many people, so I will find your message. All right, Warda, will your ex come back to you? Let's see. Let's see, Warda. Well, I feel like, quite possibly he will. Here we have the Three of Wands coming in. But I think, you have to be very realistic. Do you really want somebody to come back who is your ex? I mean, because a lot of times when we're Oh, I'm back. Sorry about that. Every now and then when a phone call comes through, it just kind of cuts me off. So my apologies for that. Anyway, it's nice to see all of you guys. Welcome in, welcome in. If nobody else has any questions, I am going to pop off. I really appreciate you all. Thanks for hitting that like button. I hope the readings made some sense for the weekend. And you all have a really great weekend, and I will see you all at another time. All right, until then, be well. I'll try to be back tomorrow. Oh, wait, Nora has a question. You caught me just as I was going to hit that button. Oh, Asha, you too have a question. All right. Is he happy in his married life? What is the possibility he will turn in your life? Oh, my goodness. So complicated, Asha. Let's find out. All right, let's find out first. I'll come back to you, all right, Nora? Let's find out first if your ex is happy with his new married life and whether or not he will return to your life. You're welcome, Nor. You caught me just as I was about to pop off. All right, I see that he is pretty happy in his marriage. We've got the Ace of Wands, so they definitely have some chemistry going on. Now, as to whether or not will he return into your life, I see that he won't. I think sometimes we need to just be able to leave well enough alone and move on. He has moved on. He has found somebody. There's definitely some kind of chemistry and passion between the two of them. And then the Ace of Pentacles coming in reverse in response to will he return into your life. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. All right, Asha? I'm sorry. I wish it was different, but I got to read the cards as they come out. All right, Nora, what's going on with you? You need to know what Anuret's current feelings are for you. Let's find out. Let's see. I'll get to you, Usha, next, all right? All right, Nora, let's see what's going on for the current feelings. Current feelings for Nora right now. Grateful, thankful. We got 27 people in the chat. Welcome in, you guys. If you got a question, throw it in the chat while I'm on here, because once the questions run out, so do I. All right, Nora, let's find out what are his current feelings for you. All right, and the card that comes out, we got the High Priestess coming in reversed to the Three of Swords. I feel as if, he's dealing with some hurt. Or maybe it's you that's dealing with some hurt that I'm picking up with. But his feelings for you, I feel, have totally waned, because the Ace of Wands coming in reverse is somebody who doesn't want to start anything. So, unfortunately, I just feel as if whatever this energy was, the third energy might have come in. Maybe there was someone else. it may have changed his feelings towards you. But I don't feel as if, you know, this is, you know, going to succeed or move forward, because we also have the Three of Pentacles. Again, I feel like there's a third person or a third element that has come between the two of you, and that has kind of dissipated the feelings between you two. Sorry about that, Noor. All right, Usha, how is your relationship with parents going to be? And what about your career? Hi, Natalie. Welcome in. Well, that's because you want him to come back. That's why your intuition makes you feel like he's going to come back, because you really want him to come back. Maybe he will, maybe he won't, but I don't see that it will work in the end. All right, Usha, let's see. How's your relationship with your parents going to be? Let's find out. Tien, hi, welcome in. All right, Usha, let's see. All right, we've got the Empress coming in. So when it comes to family, I think it's going to be good. You know, this is like your mom, you know, and then we have the home here and the Wheel of Fortune is up. So I think the relationship with your parents, if it's been rough or it's been a little strained, I do see that it's going to turn, especially, you know, moving towards the fall. I think that's when you're really going to feel things really, really good. So I like that for you, Usha. And now what about your career? Well, listen, your career is something else, all right? Because here we have you coming in with the Nine of Wands to the Six of Wands. So I think, you know, you've got to struggle. You've got to sometimes cut your losses. If you're in a position that's not working for you and you're not making the money that you have, maybe you want to start looking elsewhere. But I definitely feel like there's going to be a shift and a change. And I also see you maybe starting something new. All right, Usha, so, you know, maybe you're thinking about going back to school, studying something, getting a little bit more focused. I do see that happening. But for now, whatever it is you're doing right now, I feel like you've got to make some kind of a shift or a change and really cut your losses, because if you feel like this is not working for you, it probably isn't. But something better is in line, and I feel like you're ready to start something really good that you really can get behind, all right? So I like that for you, Usha. Natalie, are you on the right path career-wise and in general? Let's find out. Welcome in. Let's find out. All right, Natalie, I'm shuffling the cards for you. Are you on the right track with your career and life in general? Let's find out if you are on the right track for your life and just in general. Grateful, thankful for the messages for Natalie. Welcome in, you guys. All right, yes, you are definitely heading in the right track. Look at that. When I see the Emperor, I mean, this is the Emperor, okay? He is not a king, he is the Emperor. He's got the whole empire. And notice that map right in front of here. All right, so Natalie, this is your destiny. And I feel like you are definitely in the right path, on the right direction. For some of the things that are coming up, though, you may want to work more independently, all right? Because I feel like, you know, on your own, there is some direction that is more in line with what you do on your own rather than working with other people. And I think that will be the direction you need to follow. Let's get one more card. Eight of Wands. Don't be afraid to set it in motion, all right? If you have this feeling, all right, Natalie, that you want to do something on your own, all right, but you don't feel like you have the confidence, you know, the Eight of Wands says set it in motion. Because if you set something in motion, I think you will really find that you are truly on the right track. So it's a nice energy for you, Natalie. Keep going. TN. Does a Pisces person think of you? You're a Cancer. Let's find out. Let's find out. TN. TN. Let's find out whether or not a Pisces person is thinking of you. Grateful, thankful for the messages for TN. Yeah, good luck with that, Natalie. You're gonna do really well. All right. The fact that you have this Emperor energy, trust it. All right. Just keep going. You're gonna make it. You're gonna make it big. All right, TN, what's going on? We need to know whether or not this Pisces person is thinking of you. And the answer is no. I don't feel he is. You know, and here you are in the hermit position. So I feel like don't wait for him, all right, Cancer, because you're only going to be disappointed. And, you know, Pisces men are difficult. I got to tell you, you know, I've never met a Pisces man that was really clear. And, you know, that's not to say that they're not, you know, it's just there is this illusion, that mysticism, and just this energy of, I don't know whether I'm really talking to someone or it's just an illusion of someone. But the answer is no, I don't feel like they're really thinking about you. All right, Jan, sorry about that. Kayla, welcome in. You're a Libra with Scorpio moon. General, please. Let's see what's going on for Kayla. Hi, Sandeep. When will you become a millionaire? Gosh, that's the big question for all of us, huh? All right, let's see what's going on for you, Kayla. All right, a general card coming out for Kayla. A Libra with the Scorpio moon. Libra with the Scorpio moon. I actually like that combination. All right, let's see what's going on. I feel like there's going to be an offer coming towards you. We've got this Knight of Pentacles coming around. And we see that this guy's holding out this coin. So this could be an offer for a job. This could be somebody who just wants to get to know you. Whatever it is, I feel like it's really positive. Just keep in mind, the Knight of Pentacles is not an exciting energy. So your Scorpio moon may not really like this offer because you might want a little bit more excitement. Let's get another card out here. Five of Swords. Yeah, see, I think you need a little bit of, I don't know, something to kind of rock the boat around you. I think you like to do things your way here because, look, all these swords are up in the air. So don't be afraid, you know, to kind of look at this person and say, I don't know, maybe I need a little bit more excitement. You know, so if somebody's making you an offer, you know, you can counter that and maybe you'll get exactly what you want. All right? So that's what I got for you, Kayla. All right, Sandeep, you want to know when you're going to become a millionaire. Or let's say a good job offer. All right, let's work on, like, let's see what the money prospects are moving for you. All right, Sandeep, let's see. All right, let's see what's going on, Sandeep. All right, listen, be careful of who you get involved with, all right? Because here we have this Emperor energy coming in reversed to the Eight of Wands. All right, so I'm going to say this to you, all right, Sandeep, don't take shortcuts. If somebody promises you that they're going to help make a lot of money for you, I just don't believe it, all right? So be really, really careful of somebody promising you a lot, all right? Because sometimes hard-earned money is the way to go. And I just feel like this Emperor could promise you something, but they don't follow through. And if somebody's promising you a really good position or they're promising you a real good job, I just don't believe it. I honestly don't believe it. But I do see that you will find yourself in a position where you're going to be making more money. Just don't, you know, don't take the first offer that comes to you. If it's too good to be true, it is, all right? But I definitely see that you will start to find, you know, that you're going to start to make more money. You're going to have a better job. I want to say July. You know, I want to say moving from July onward is when you are going to start to feel like you've got more going on. All right? But watch out for this guy, because this guy, you know, he's going to promise you something and he will not deliver, and then you're the one that's going to feel screwed, all right? So no shortcuts for you. All right, Ethar, is that how I say it? You're watching from Palestine. Welcome, welcome. I'm here in the United States. I'm in New Mexico. Yeah, I do see you getting a good job offer, Sandeep. You know, just not from that Emperor, all right? So maybe not the first offer that comes to you, but maybe after that you will get some. Yahweh's child, welcome in. It's nice to see you again. Hi, Mandy. Welcome in. Let's see, you're interested in this man, and I'm old-fashioned. It's good to be old-fashioned. If you're interested, I'm not one to obsess, but I can't get this man off my mind. All right, let's find out. Let's find out if this man, what his feelings are towards you. All right, let's look and see. All right, Yahweh, let's find out. What is this guy's feelings towards Yahweh's child? All right, so look, this is somebody who I feel is a loner. All right, but I think, you know, I know you're old-fashioned, but I do feel like if things were to open up, it would be a nice little match. It would be a nice connection. I think your feelings are justified. But like I said, I get the feeling he's a loner, and then somebody who doesn't really open up. But when I see the Page of Cups, you know, there could be a good beginning for the two of you. You know, so if you were, I know you're old-fashioned, but if you were to initiate it, then maybe quite possibly you guys could go out and have a really good time. You know, so don't be that old-fashioned. You know, we're in modern day times, you know, so it's okay to say, hey, what are you doing? You want to grab a cup of coffee? Or maybe be a little bit more spontaneous. But if you were to initiate it, I think it would be a good match. I'm a loner too, Yahweh. I like being a loner myself anyway. All right, who else is out there? Welcome in. Mandy, you got a question? SA, how are you? Yeah, good luck with that, Yahweh, and let us know. Let us know. All right, Nyla, how are you? Hi. Janelle, welcome in. Welcome in, you guys. It's nice to see you. I still got a few people in the chat. If any of you guys have a question, go ahead, throw it out there. I'm happy to pull a card for you. All right, Nyla, what's your question? Give me a question and I'll see what kind of answer comes out for you. I'll just keep shuffling. Hey, POP. Do I wait for him or should I stay in my job? Right, let me do Nyla first and then I'll turn over to you, Pop, all right? Nyla, you're feeling stuck? All right, why is Nyla feeling stuck? And do we have any suggestions for her? Let's find out, Nyla. You're feeling stuck? Any suggestions? Oh, look. We have the Knight of Cups coming out. Then we have the Knight of Wands and the King of Wands. I wonder whether you're dealing with someone. All right, Nyla, because, you know, this is somebody who's very interested in you, but I feel like they talk a lot and they don't make much effort, you know. It's like you think they like you, but I'm not sure whether they like me, you know, because they say, you know, things, but then they never kind of follow through. I think if you can finally latch onto it and actually have this energy with someone, I see good things coming for you. I mean, this is the Knight of Wands. This is a great energy. This is somebody who likes to travel. They're very worldly, you know, but I feel like somebody's just talking a lot and they're talking in circles and you need them to kind of hone in and not be so evasive. So whoever that is, Nyla, you know, get them to really tell what they say what they mean, right? Rather than dance around in circles. And I think you'll have a better answer for them. All right. Pop, you want to know whether you should wait for him and should you stay in your job? So those are two different questions. Hi, SA. Sure, I'll pull a card for you. Minnie Mouse, welcome in. All right, Pop, let's find out. Should you wait for him? Upright for yes, reverse for no. Let's find out what's going on with POP Pop. All right, and then we'll look at your job. All right, let's see. Should you wait for him? Look what comes out. We have the Eight of Cups. I see you walking away. You know, I see eventually you moving on. You know, so yeah, if you wait, I think you're going to wait until you don't wait, you know, because I definitely see you walking away from that person. And then the next thing we got here is the Nine of Wands when it comes to your job. Sometimes when it comes to your job, you got to cut your losses, all right? The Nine of Wands, I mean, you put a lot into this job, but I feel as if it's not working for you. So if you've been thinking about leaving your job, then, you know, maybe you're really on your right track because I just see that, you know, but don't leave your job until you have another one because jobs are hard to find right now, all right? And I don't want you to regret leaving a job because you're not happy in it until you have something new. So I definitely see you moving on, but not just yet. All right. All right, let's see what else is going on. Janelle, I'm glad you found me. All right, SA, you need more money to make a home improvement before I strengthen my health and get a job. All right, let's see how we can make some money. I need money to make a home improvement before can get your job. Let's see what kind of money, what answers do we have regarding your home improvement? You know, I feel like, you know, you need to do something that's more in line with you, you know, because when we have the Hierophant, this is about working under a bigger umbrella, and it's reversed. So what I say to you, SA, is that maybe what you need to do is find your own niche. You know, because if it's not working for you where you are and you got to take care of your health first, I think you can find something that you do that's on your own. You know, just don't go back to repeating old patterns. All right, because I have the Judgment card coming in reverse. So don't go back to repeating something old and, you know, settling. I feel like don't settle, because there is something that you do that is just yours, a talent, a gift, or something where you can make some money. And the other thing is, too, when it comes to the home improvement, I just feel like now is not really the time. I mean, is it necessary? Then yes, you've got to fix it. But if it's just something you want to do, you know, and, you know, sometimes we need to do something in the house, you know, to just make us feel better. But I just feel like right now is not the time to spend the money on the home improvement. At least not until you get your job. Minnie Mouse. Will romance progress with John S? Oh, let's find out. Let's find out. All right. SA, I hope that helped you. I hope that helped. All right, Minnie Mouse. Will a romance progress with John? Inquiring minds want to know. All right, let's see. So, listen, John needs to open up, right? Because here I feel like, you know, the Four of Pentacles is hanging on tight, not wanting to open up, maybe not even wanting to spend money on you kind of thing. But, you know, I do see that it can progress because we do have the Lovers card coming out with it. You know, so, yeah, I think that, yes, definitely Minnie Mouse, there is potential for this romance to grow and progress. But listen, it's going to take him to open up. And, you know, I don't think he opens up that easily, all right? Because we got the Knight of Pentacles here on at the base, you know? So you might have to pry him open, but if you can pry him open, it'll be a good connection, all right? So that's what I've got for you, Minnie. All right, Nyla. I don't know what BD is. Maybe it's you meant BF, your boyfriend. Did you move on from your boyfriend, Nyla? Let's see. Yeah, he's sitting on the fence. No, I didn't see a future with him, Pop. Nope. I appreciate you too, Nyla. All right, let's see what's going on. What did you ask, Nyla? Should you move on? Let's find out whether or not you should move on. Yes, definitely move on. Look, this is the Six of Swords. Why stay when it's trouble? You know, so I'm definitely feeling like you really should move on, Nyla. Don't be afraid of what you don't know what's in front of you, all right? Because magic happens when we finally have the courage to move away and move on. Phoenix Rising, how are you? Nice to see you. Is Lewis bisexual? Let's find out. Inquiring minds want to know, is Lewis bisexual? Inquiring minds need to find out. Grateful, thankful for my friend Phoenix Rising. And the question she is asking, she wants to know if Lewis is bisexual. Listen, I get a yes on that, you know, so I feel like, yeah, he is. You know, many of us are, you know, so wouldn't surprise me, but I feel as if sometimes he might hide under the fact that he is, you know, because I feel like he doesn't know which way to really go. So, yeah, I'm definitely getting a yes on Lewis. SA, how are you? How can I bring money in and self-discipline to improve my home? Well, you know, there's definitely something you do, SA. I pulled out that Hierophant reversed. You know, the Hierophant reverse is you doing something your own way, to your own beat, your own methods, you know. So I do feel like, you know, if you follow through on what you want to do and do it your own way, you may be able to make those improvements in your home. I'm sorry, you've been through so many breaks. Mandy, you want to see whether or not you're traveling? Let's find out. Janelle, you got to be a little bit more specific. I don't understand. With so many tests and still no answers. I mean, maybe, you know, they're taking the wrong tests. But let's find out. Mandy, can you see traveling? Do I see traveling? This card one. I do see traveling. And I do feel like in traveling, you may actually meet somebody really, really great. Yeah, 6 of Wands. I think if you get yourself out there, people are going to see you. So yeah, Mandy, get out there and travel. Do something. Oh my God, I say, you've got so much you can do. You know, find your niche. I mean, truly, find your niche. Art and teaching dance, there's a lot of money in that. And doing that, it will help your health. Because when we're doing what we love to do, we're happy. And when we're happy, we get healthy. All right? Oh, I'm glad people are asking the questions. You're in the right place. Welcome in. Hi, Deecha. Welcome in. Nice to see you. I do private readings. Look up in my profile and you'll find my email. Contact me and we'll figure it out. No, your intuition never fails, Phoenix. And I definitely got that, you know. He doesn't know which way to go. He really doesn't. A little block there. All right, let's see. Your health. All right, listen, I got to check in on Janelle here because Janelle's got some health issues and no answers as to the cause. Let's see. Are we going to find answers? Look, I think they need to look from other perspectives. You know what I mean? Because when we have the Hanged Man, this is about looking at all angles. So there is still something that has not come up. And I almost wonder whether or not you might need to look at your health from another perspective. You know, there's Eastern medicine, there's Western medicine, and just myself, this is my own opinions about this, that Western medicine has a lot to offer because it has the ability to diagnose, take pictures, and look at things. But sometimes when we incorporate that with other methodologies of healing, like Eastern medicine, Chinese medicine, I myself respond very well to Chinese medicine. I think you might get a new perspective. So don't be afraid to look at other ways of looking at your health, Janelle, in order to find the answers you are looking for. I'll tell you something that's going on with me right now, Janelle. I have a pain in my chest that's been with me for, over 20 years. And it's been one of these things 20 years ago. I mean, there was a lot of concern about it and it kind of comes and goes. And just recently I went to the doctor. They did my blood work. Everything was good. They took pictures, x-rays, the whole 9 yards. I mean, they did the whole checkup thing and they found nothing. And then I went away just this past month. And, you know, it was a very spiritual journey I was on. And I went down and I talked to these medicine people. And they definitely believed that what was going on with me was more from a spiritual aspect than a physical one. You know, and it made total sense to me and I know why. So, yeah, look at things from another perspective, Janelle, and you may find the answers you are looking for. Disha, you need to know you applied at an Astro app. Pending profile. Till when can I expect a call? Well, good luck with that. Let's find out whether or not, when can you expect a call? You know what I got in my head? Soon. I got the word soon. So Disha, probably soon you will hear from them. What do we have? Yeah, I feel like there might be something that they need to, that they're pointing out about your profile. But I definitely got the word soon. So Disha, I'm going to run with that. Yeah, I see you stressing over it a little bit. But, you know, I feel like really, honestly, soon. You're going to hear from them soon. And that's all I can get for you. All right, here, I'll put my... If I could type, that'd be great. All right, there's my email. So go ahead and send me an email and we'll talk about doing a private reading. All right. Just know I'm a little pricey. All right, so there you go, SA. Sunday, when will your wish be granted? Let's see what comes out. Let's see. Yeah, Disha, soon. That's all I can say. Soon, soon, soon. You're a Pisces moon. That's good. Follow your intuition, Disha. It will not fail you. All right. Let's find out. When will your wish be granted? Ooh, I don't see your wish being granted. I feel like it's being blocked. Did you tell anybody about your wish? Because here's one of the things, Sandhya. You know, a lot of times, believe it or not, people are not, they're not that happy for us. You know, so if you have told anybody about your wish, you know, I just feel like there is somebody who is blocking it from happening. But eventually I do see it coming through. But right now, be careful of who you tell your things to, all right? Keep your wishes, your desires, your ideas, your thoughts, your plans. You know, sometimes people just don't need to know. Once the wish comes through, tell the world. But until then, don't. All right. You're welcome, SA. I'll look for your email. All right. Who else is out there? Attack spirits. Well, Janelle, I'm not saying that yours is one of those, but I'm just saying, you know, there's a lot of reasons why, you know, sometimes things happen to us. And I truly believe in blending East and Western medicine when it comes to a physical ailment, because in the past it helped me with cancer by doing that. So do not be afraid to explore other ways. All right, you guys. All right, wait, Nyla's got one important question. So I'm going to end it here with her question, you know, and then I've got to move on because I've got an appointment coming up. So, Nyla, what's your question? Well, bring it back. Bring dance back into your life, SA. I mean, truly. You know, that's what makes you happy. That's what feeds your soul. Then somehow, some way, you can bring it back. All right, Nyla wants to know whether Terry will be the one for her or him. I don't know. Will Terry be the one? Will Terry be the one for Nyla? Let's find out. Yeah, you're at 45, but you're in the 9. You're about to start a brand new cycle of your life. So, you know, the tears are probably very, very healthy for you, SA. All right, Nyla, we're going to find out whether Terry is the one for you. Let's see. I feel like yes, you know. It definitely could be one of these things. But, you know, here he's flipping a coin. You know, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Because I feel as if, oh, wait, I take back what I say to you, Nyla. All right, because here we've got the Knight of Cups and we've got the Devil. All right, so it may appear as if, you know, this could be the one, but at the end of the day, I want to say no, Nyla. I really do. I don't want to say yes on that one. Because right now I feel as if, you know, this guy is trying to figure out yes or no. Maybe I should make it work or maybe I don't. But at the end of the day, I see no. All right. So just keep that in mind and err with the side of caution. I just feel as if there is something not balanced with this guy. All right. You know, because it's not a fair and even exchange between the two of you. All right. Be careful with that one. Yeah, good luck with that, Janelle. You know, it helped me. Like I said, it really helped me when I was battling cancer because I was really afraid of surgeries and chemo and all of that, and I didn't want to do it. And I ended up going a different route, but I didn't disconnect from my Western roots either. You know, I did them both, and it worked out for me. All right, you guys, listen, I'm going to pop off here. Disha. Something with your health and it's visible. Your problem has been manifest through your chakras. Yeah, I mean, there's so many different parts of ourselves that, you know, we plug in different ways, you know, but it's all good. All right, you guys, listen, I'm going to pop off now because, like I said, I've got to get ready for an appointment here in just a few minutes. It's been really great being on here. I will try to pop on again tomorrow. Until then, be well, be happy, be kind, all right? And I will see you all tomorrow. Bye now.